All right, back to topic. We've got 3 more presentations, and the next one's a home run. Our next participant is Ollie Quittmann from Germany, from the German Sports University of Cologne. He knows this lecture room since he's this tall, because right now he's in his PhD, he's 26 years old, and his research is about handcycling. Please welcome Ollie Whitman. So, you yourself do anything with handcycling?
Actually, I think the mic is just not
Wait.
on. I think it's on.
It's on. We can share.
I have it now. Okay. Mic check 1, 2. I guess. Can you, oh yes. Okay.
Perfect.
Now it's working. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I did some exercises like 10 times or so, but I'm not competitive.
Okay,
You know,
but
these arms are not made for hand cycling.
probably for running a triathlon.
Yeah, maybe.
You're an active triathlete?
Yes.
And
I'll tell something about it.
okay, and you're a coach as well. For whom? We'll see. Ollie Quittmann.
I just wanted to say one thing just before I start my presentation. I received so many messages prior to this talk with people that wish me all the best, and there are a lot of participants or friends and family that are live online. Check you out. I really love you guys. So I really feel nervous as shit. So I just hope that I find my way into the talk. So my name is Ollie Quittmann. I'm an outcome of this brand. So I'm German Sport University approved. But as you see, I just made it with this degree. I just made it to the stage of my own lecture room. So basically, yeah, you have to try to do your best out of it. My field of research is actually rather small and not really prestigious, at least not yet. So what makes me go to work every day anyway? My motivation is based on the people I'm working with. Exactly 4 years ago, when I just started my work here at the chair of Paralympic sports, someone came to our lab that, at least in parts, changed my life forever. And I'm really excited that he's here with us tonight. His name is Benjamin Leonards. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. So, Benjamin was infected by his wife with a serious virus. A virus I still have to suffer from too. And as I just heard, my best friend Danielle got infected as well. You have noticed? Oh, sorry for that. So the virus is called triathlon. And for those who are wondering, this is not the one with the shooting. It's about swimming, cycling, and running. There's a huge difference. We triathletes, we suffer from this discrepancy. Okay. So Benjamin came to our lab and asked me if I want to be his coach. I mean, I had experience in triathlon as an athlete and trainer, but I didn't have a single clue about triathlon for wheelchair users. So consequently, I had to say, of course. Because I was so fascinated. Let me get this straight. He is using a wheelchair. And instead of feeling bad about his life, he comes up with the idea, I want to do triathlon. That's crazy. I really tried to put myself into his position and figure out what this huge and strong attitude is. And I figured out that the best way to express the situation of being in a miserable mood and getting out of it even stronger is playing the blues. miles I was walking and running around. And it's still shocking that my life turned upside down. I'm feeling blue. And I don't know what to do. I can't do this. I need help for that. But I don't want to miss. 'Cause today is my comeback. I'm changing the view. So much new I want to do. Even though I'm facing the pity, my life's gonna be pretty. So as his coach, we did some tests and figured out that his potential for improvement lies in the second discipline, which is called handcycling. So in handcycling, the athletes propel their vehicle like this. This is called a hand cycle or hand bike with the power of their arms during pushing and pulling. This is due to the fact that the athletes either have a spinal cord injury or an amputation of their legs. And for those who want to attend and can stand up, I would like you to stand up and do this motion that you can just feel what it feels like doing hand cycling. Take care that you don't hit anyone. So, there, it looks great. Do a lot of pictures with that. Okay. So, this movement is the usual one. But I have talked to several hand cycle athletes, and they told me that this movement pattern actually changes when they are fatigued or less accurate to another pattern that looks like this, with higher elbows. Yeah, you did a great job. Okay, good. Okay. Now, you may sit down. You did a great job. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. So, have you felt any differences between these two patterns? Certain joints, certain muscles or so? You're a great help. Okay, if you don't want, it's okay. I found this comparison quite funny because they actually have two different words for these patterns. So this pattern is called the locomotive. Lo, it's like fast, you know, locomotive. And the other one is called the violinist, you know. And he's not that famous for being fast, so it's basically not a good thing. So what I wanted to do is to get more into the sport and analyze the movement and muscles, but first I had to figure out what is important for performance in hand cycling. As in other endurance events, the athletes need to cover a given distance in the shortest time possible. So in the end, it's all about movement velocity. The velocity of the athletes depends on some external factors, as for example, rolling resistance or aerodynamic drag, and internal factors of the athlete that merge in their ability to generate mechanical power. Mechanical power is the product of the force or torque that is applied on the handlebars. We call this kinetics, and the cadence of the cranks. But crank kinetics and mechanical power depend on the movement of the limbs of the upper extremities that are connected by joints. These are called joint kinematics. But where does the movement come from? Movements of the limbs are initiated and regulated by the activation of the joint surrounding muscles. So by knowing joint kinematics and muscular activity, you get a profound understanding of hand cycling propulsion and its underlying mechanics. Pretty cool. So how can we investigate joint kinematics and muscular activity? Biomechanics. So basically, joint kinematics can be established using, thank you. So joint kinematics can be established using motion capturing systems and reflective markers that are placed on certain anatomical landmarks. With biomechanical models, we can calculate the joint angles between the segments. This setup is used for the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. Muscles are activated by electrical signals that come from the spine. So, using electrodes that are placed on the skin, we can measure this activation. This method is called surface electromyography, or in short words, EMG. Most of the previous studies examined handcycling at a rather moderate intensity. But the athletes need to sprint too, for example, at the start or finish of a race. So in the performance testing of handcycle athletes, we commonly perform a 15-second all-out sprint test to determine their peak power output and glycolytic rate. And Benny knows what I'm talking about. So in this study, we examined the biomechanical changes from the first to the second half of the sprint to analyze which joint is mostly affected and which muscles are firing the most. And this is what we found out. All in, all out, all right. I want to tell you a story that you might quite like. If that's well, there's a Paralympic sport I'm trying to sell. And for those who don't know what it is, I'm gonna spell H to the A to the N to the D, psych to the L, I N to the G. I'm in my PhD at the SUC, merging mocap, talking surface EMG. The questions are out. What's all that about? 50 seconds pain, cause the intensity's all out. From ground to the cloud, the sound is loud to tell the crowd what we found out without a doubt. During the sprint, I mean shortly before they finish, a higher shoulder interior rotation is what we witnessed. Elbows went up and reached reversion diminished, as if the subject trying to mimic a violinist. Muscle activation was changed within the test in the push and fire. Down, biceps and the chest. The muscles of the neck were hardly taking a rest, verifying what we have guessed. They are pretty stressed. In conclusion of the study, and this may sound rude, if the body's a caught, the shoulder gets sued. And down for the accused, it doesn't mean you're screwed, cause there's help with preventive exercise, my dude. You're cranking it, you feel that your motion's getting rough. I may give you this hint, the push is kinda tough. Better get on the bench until you're starting to cups. The next time you push through like a chip, either the bluff, but beware. Comes the other side of the metal. You cannot afford any overuse to settle. Elastic bands and not just weights of heavy metal, next level. Now let the devil rep the pedal. Wir haben doch keine Zeit. Okay. So our findings indicate that some additional strength exercises might be beneficial for all-out handcycling performance. However, the problem in wheelchair athletes is that their upper extremities are very prone to overuse injuries, like here, overuse injuries, because whatever they do, they have to do it with their arms. And if their arms are feeling sore or injured, they get serious problems in daily living. So additional exercises have to be applied with great caution. And this is where we, the coaches and trainers, come into play. Without the coaches and trainers who dedicate their work and effort to these athletes, they will probably never achieve their full potential. So it's up to us. I know that you might feel insufficiently prepared for this, but as I see it, being infected by the same virus is way more important than having the same abilities. So allow yourself to be naive, to try something out you don't have a single clue about. And don't be afraid, this journey might change your life and the way you think about the term disability forever. It's all about the Benjamins. Thank you.
Thank you! MC Quittmann! Boy, what a performance! You texted this yourself?
What?
You made the text yourself?
Yes, of course. Beat yourself, text yourself.
Dance yourself? Damn! Ah. For me, I liked the video. I think I liked the video the most. Any one of you who's been to a gym in their life knows what it's like to train the face. Ah. So yeah, you put a little effort in there. Pretty good. Okay.